Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
All right.
Now we got this whole like.
I mean, I felt like.
So he just counteracts it with.
Right?
All right. Well, what is your name and how long have you known Jacob?
All right. My name is Marcus O'Sullivan. I have known Jacob since 2002.
Barbara Anchia, and since he started working here up at the center.
He was supporting the collection group, and I took a leadership role leading collections, and that's when we really started to work closely together. He was the man when it came to understanding the dialer, understanding system technology, getting it done, being, in the industry expert, subject matter expert.
Jacob did just an absolute wonderful job of taking people's ideas and running with them.
To me, that's just one of the best kind of people to work for, because he was always, or to work with, he was always just really focused on kind of what the customer, very service oriented, I guess, what was needed and how could he make it happen.
He introduced the blend call center, and I think I don't know if there's a bunch of opposition, but it was a complete change of approach.
And he's got that way to, ask vendors to do a lot of things that maybe others couldn't get out of them, because he's actually already thought about the solution.
We're thinking, man, we really need this technology. We want to get it in place. We want to get going. And we just kept struggling with the expense of it. And so Jacob said, hey, just give me the weekend. Just give me a week. I'll see what I can come up with. And sure enough, if he didn't come up with a solution, frankly, I think it's the one he ended up getting a patent on.
Just the totality of his knowledge and how reliable he was to, respond to things and answer questions and do research if necessary, and to take care of his partners. I mean, he's such a great partner.
If you're talking to him and you've asked him a question, you need something, he's made a commitment. He always follows through.
He just looked at me and says, whatever you ask, I'll get for you. And he made it happen.
Very innovative, resourceful, thoughtful, kind-hearted, has a servant's heart.
We talked a lot about, service within the community and, with what might be going on at church. And
We volunteered a lot here at the bank. We have volunteered at the food bank.
He would try to inspire his team to be as passionate as he was and giving back to the community.
He's there all over the place, like Jacob is, with his camera in hand, and taking pictures of everybody and really boosting that morale, and always taking us out for lunch afterwards, and it just ends up being a great day.
I mean, we went to a Korean place. We went to a really nice Chinese restaurant.
I'd never tried tripe before. And so he said, oh, it's the most wonderful, delicious dish ever. And so, okay, great. And I'll eat anything, I'll try anything.
And on the way back in transit, some cabbage dish leaked out into my car.
It just, it was not good.
He did introduce a lot of food one time when we went over the house. I couldn't even tell you what we ate. It was just a table full of food.
Crazy.
It was crazy. It just kept coming and coming. It was amazing.
He's also got this great ability to take talent that's really young in the organization, that has a yearning to learn something new.
Didn't know the guy, never met him before. Walked up over the wall and he said, you come with me now to my office. And I pretty much squeaked out, okay, didn't know him, fell into his office. And he proceeded to tell me that he saw a lot of potential in me. He really thought, I would do a great job at the bank.
He really does care. There was, we had some issues in my personal life, and he took the time to come out and talk to me and make sure everything was good.
And doesn't just care about whether you get the job done at work, but it cares about you as a human being. Then that instills a lot of loyalty.
It's very apparent that he would pretty much do anything for any of the folks that he's worked real close to. So
He seriously did take care of me. He took care of me, he took care of my brother. He was there at our weddings, or at our dad's funerals. He's really just, I really, really will miss Jacob. He's a good guy.
Jacob, as a dad, I can only imagine, was as good of a dad as he was
a manager or a peer.
You know, we share stuff about our kids and our families, and you know, Jacob and I have a very strong faith. We both share a very strong faith.
You don't stray away from family. You treat your wife really good, right? Those have always been really good things. He's always, implanted in all of us too. So.
And what becomes more meaningful over time is just what a good partner, what a good person, what a good man he is. So like somebody, working with him has really been a privilege.
Great people, good man, great father, great partner, and just the kind of people you want to hang out with.
It was always a good morning when I'd run into Jacob in the break room, and we'd both be there filling up our getting our water or coffee or whatever.
And he would stop and pop in and chat with me and always made me laugh. Always made me laugh. I love his sense of humor.
Many of my conversations with him have started out with work for about 2 minutes, and the remaining 30 were just BSing about other stuff. So
the fact that he would take that time to do that has always really meant the world to me.
We both snuck out of the office from work to get our cars washed, not knowing that we were going to meet at the car dealership. So we're both like, we've been caught.
Well, since he talks to everybody all day long, I wonder how much work he really does in the office.
Probably one of our team meetings. He likes to come in and give some good jokes.
He does have, a quirky sense of humor. There was a few occasions where I would have to be like, Jacob.
Jacob is not always PC.
He said, yeah, but they're nerds. My kids are nerds. They're not normal, he said.
He's always not the most politically correct when he talks and in our team meetings and stuff. He'll make some comments.
He went up to her and said, "Oh, congratulations! When is your baby due?" And she said, "I'm not pregnant." And he looked at. I remember he looked at me like, "How do I get out of this one?"
Oh, Jacob. Jacob says all kinds of things, but he'll say, "I didn't say that though." Okay.
And gets away with some different things that I probably feel like I wouldn't get away with saying.
Oh, what a great sense of humor he had, which is something I also really, really appreciate about him. Really appreciate.
Just Jacob always having, well, maybe I shouldn't say always having a smile. Always starting out with a smile.
On the outside, he looks rough. He is
busy all the time. There's no off button.
He moves through the office at the speed of light. And so he's constantly a blur passing in front of my desk.
I used to call it the Jacob Mission March. Head down, arms swinging, and full stride.
There were a couple of years where I sat directly outside his office, and the conversations that I could overhear.
Every once in a while, the only word I can ever make out is dialer, and the volume will go up and down a little bit, and then it's dialer.
His door was closed, and you could still hear him.
The through the wall conversations.
He would get super, super animated. You're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Something's going on with Jacob.
I usually had about a 30-second heads up before he came to my office or cube because I could hear him coming down the hall.
The fire drill running into my office and asking for the data. Now, I need this now. Tom needs this now. Larry needs this now.
And it's Jacob, so they do it right away.
He's always going fast.
I remember thinking when I walked out of his office for the first time that I will never be guessing what he's thinking. Because it comes out exactly as he's thinking it.
You'd say something like, when a chicken won't lay a brown egg, it won't take you to the vegetable market. And they do.
I learned a lot from those proverbs, but I'll be honest, about 30% of the time when I smiled, nodded my head, and laughed, I had no clue what you were saying.
And none of us really understood. I mean, it's at times it's like, you just kind of nod your head.
I definitely will miss his analogies, though. Those were always good.
We were talking about like a mouse for a computer.
And this was also when they started phasing out the mice that had the roller ball on them.
And somehow or another we were talking about that. And he said,
"So, what does everybody think about the new ballless mice?"
You realized what he was saying, and we're like, we just couldn't help ourselves. We're like,
Trying to figure out why we were castrating vermin.
Things come right out of his mouth and you just can't grab it back.
He was always pretty out there with his ideas.
For me personally, he's given me a lot of very good advice and good counsel.
You know, go in and assume the best intentions of the other person, your spouse or your friend or even your coworker.
He always had great advice for me, and you know, I took that to heart.
I think Jacob's got the right idea of what life should be.
He doesn't need advice. He's got his act together. He doesn't need anybody telling him, except his wife. She should tell him what to do.
She got a good one. You know, she's got a great family too. So just enjoy. That's my only advice.
I need to show people, okay, so if you bring your lunch or you eat in versus out over this many months or years or whatever, you can retire this many years earlier.
I just remember hearing over the years many managers comment on seeking him out for his advice and for his answers.
I'll say, hey, I'm looking for a laptop. He sends me 5 emails. Here's the laptop you should get. This is really good, Barbara.
Jacob researched it, told me what I needed, what to buy, where to go buy it, what the price was to be, what I needed to have put on it, everything.
And he said, this is the car to get. And I said, I was thinking about an Audi.
That laptop lasted almost 15 years. It just died not too long ago.
Yeah, I feel like Jacob probably needs to get a new car, maybe. Maybe that might settle himself down.
Jacob knows every deal and person out there.
I can see him rolling up. He calls us out. Hey, I'm in the parking lot. Come out, look at that.
You should seriously consider starting up a company to compete with Angie's List or Craigslist.
Put that thing on Do Not Disturb and just have a beer on his back deck and enjoy his new landscape.
I heard he's planted some wine grapes.
I look forward to seeing the first bottle of wine produced.
You know, just be fancy free and footloose and just, leave the life behind and start a new chapter and just enjoy the heck out of yourself.
I'm very, very happy for you, Jacob. I'm very, very sad for me, and I'm just going to miss working with him a lot.
Jacob retiring, people were so happy for him. Genuinely happy for him.
Yeah, we were all crying.
Oh my
We
God,
love your dad.
So wonderful.
He's awesome.
Happy retirement, Jacob.
It's just a very kind person, just somebody I'm going to miss a lot. This is supposed to be a funny video, not a crying video.
Get the camera. And so I literally was on his computer and I just, employee directory.
Oh, I love it.
You can say,
Okay.
I said some things that will get him terminated, okay?
Awesome.
Let that slide.
You can edit that one out. No.